like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet.
Time to go. Championship weekend in the NFL. Jags look like they have a coach. Same dude who 2 days ago said, yeah, no, I'm good. Cowboys might be close to having a coach. Lobos are going to be in Vegas on national TV. Aggies get beat at home. Nikola Jokic is still unbeatable. Oh, do we have a show for you today? What's up, boys and girls? Happy Friday. I know. Maybe we hoed twice today. We didn't hoe last Friday. Zay didn't get the hoe in. JJ got on a plane. ZJ didn't hoe. And it's my fault for not calling for it. So, I mean, I know. We will hoe today, right? At some point.
We shall see.
It's Jeff Symbieta. He's JJ Buck. Good morning to you. How you living?
What's up?
You good?
We
shall see. Is that what you said?
We shall see.
We got to hold. I mean, it did. That's why I had a crappy weekend. Did the Rams lose last weekend?
Yes.
That's why they lost. Because we didn't hoe. I knew something was off as I went into the weekend. And I couldn't tell what it was. And then I came back and there was a text. And it said, did we hoe on Friday? And I'm like, that's got to be it. I'm blaming it totally on Zay.
The hoe.
Yeah. What's going on? You good?
Yeah.
All right. You catch a little, what'd you do last night? A little Aggies? Did you catch the end of their game?
Well, I think they forgot the end of
They forgot the end of the game. No, they were right there. Up big in the first half. In fact, at halftime, they were up by 10 watching that. And then, they got outscored. They gave up 45 points in the second half, only scored 22. Kennesaw State went into the Pan Am Center and beat New Mexico State last night, 69-56. They beat them going away. It was just a deluge of threes towards the end of the game, and the Aggies couldn't score, turning the ball over. Offensive rebounds were gigantic for K-State, or Kennesaw State if you prefer. And, it was the Owls of Kennesaw State going in there. They're 4-2 in that league, and everybody's in contention in Conference USA right now.
Yes, they are. It's tough loss at home, really bad second half. Jacksonville State on Saturday, quick turnaround into
State just won at the Haskins Center last night.
The Thursday, Saturday split, and that's one of those incredibly frustrating games. You think you're making progress, you've had a really good start, and then just a terrible 20 minutes at home.
Yep. Couldn't score and couldn't rebound. and Kennesaw State gets you last night. All right, we got a ton of show. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in now, you can. The 9 o'clock hour probably isn't your hour for phone calls, although Kenny Thomas will be here, and sometimes, he'll take calls. We'll kick it with Kenny coming up at 9 o'clock. 9:30 this morning, we will talk global basketball as well. Mustafa Amsil is scheduled to join us at 9:30. We'll talk with the Lobo forward as the Lobos get ready to get on a plane and go to Vegas for an afternoon game with a running Rebels team who, you help me figure them out, man. Like, are they the team that got beat by Wyoming at home earlier this week on Tuesday night, or are they the team that was in San Diego a week ago and beat the Aztecs and were the only team that knocked off Utah State this year in conference play?
It's somewhere in between. That's the answer.
And that's probably right. So it's which team are you going to get? Right? That's really which team are you going to get? And it feels like, and you can tell me if you disagree, it's a UNLV team that gets up for big games, which this would be considered, right? You got
yes,
Fox,
it would be.
Right? You got a national audience, Fox, over-the-air Fox, I
think for them, it's the number one team in the Mountain West right now.
It is. Well, and that's where I was
Utah
going
State
next, right? You got a team at the top of the standings. You got a national audience in there. They got your attention on this one, and it feels like you're going to get that better UNLV team. You look at who they've played. Like, they played a schedule. They just got beat by most of the big names on their schedule. They got beat by Memphis by 6 points. Mississippi State and Chris Jans blew them out. Northwestern beat them by 5. Creighton blew them out. Dayton beat them by a point. Right? And then they lose early in conference play to Boise State and Colorado State. This is a super capable team. A really, really capable team. They played New Mexico State, beat New Mexico State by 7 earlier this year. It's not an at-large team. It's not. Their only path to the NCAA tournament, because they didn't win any of those games, is to win the conference tournament. But I tell you what, if you watch them the other day, and they're fighting, to stay out of the play-in game. They're sitting in that 5th spot right now. So they're holding on to that last spot. This is a big, big game for UNLV. How long does Kevin Kruger get there? Do they care anymore? Now that they become a pro town? No, and I say this in all honesty, right? UNLV was it. And when Tark was there, and if you're old enough to remember that, it was his town, man. UNLV basketball was it. Now that they become a pro sports town, now the Raiders are there, the A's are coming. You got they love the Golden Knights, like locals love the Golden Knights, and with so many people that are transient, right? So many people that have moved into Vegas from other places. I wonder how much the town cares. Now, certainly Eric Harper, the athletic director, cares, and people want to win, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that used to be one of the most rampant fan bases. It was very similar to what you had going on here. Yeah, it's
fallen off a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of other interests, the fact that they've dipped, but it's one that you expect somehow, some way, that it's find its way through. And I think a really big question too is just, you've talked about it all the time. Like, there's a city outside the city. Like, there's people that live there, there's people that work there, but what has UNLV been able to do to maybe cultivate that local fan base?
Well, and can you? I always think about the people here, right? Who are Lobo fans? I think people who grew up here are Lobo fans. People who went to UNM are Lobo fans. But the people who move in, we've got a lot of people who call, right, that didn't go to UNM, and pick a caller. Like, Terry's a KU fan, calls, peripherally watches the Lobos, and but he's got his allegiance, right? You got your NFL people. And I got to believe Vegas is the same way. And I'm looking at what Kevin Kruger did. And look, his dad was a great coach. Lon Kruger was a great coach. Kevin's in his 4th season. They went 18-14, 19-13, 21-13, went to the NIT quarterfinals last year. And they're 11-8 this year. And I look at, like, how would that go here? 5th, 7th, and 4th. Now, you're going to tell me Richard Pitino finished 6th the last 2 years in this league. And I'm going to tell you you're right. You're 100% right. And they're a fan base, the people who care about them, who are very steep in their tradition, who measure everything against Tark's teams, right? And thinks that's who they're supposed to be, and they should be able to recruit there and look at our facilities and look at our town. And because JJ, you're right, man. You go to Vegas and you're on the Strip or wherever you are, you're at the resorts. There's a whole damn city out there. There's people who live there, and do people care? I wonder, do they get lost there? You know, and he cares, his boss cares, but you've watched the crowds dip.
And I think it's a challenge for the entire athletic department, and it's one where you think that there's passionate sports fans, and I've actually talked with, and I know women's basketball hits differently, but they've been pretty surprised they haven't been able to build anything with how dominant that women's team has been, and they're still struggling.
What kind of crowds do they get? They play in Cox Pavilion, right?
Yeah. And it's not like they're selling it out and they're moving games they're struggling to get attention to a team that's winning the league every year,
and that's
tournament.
One of the premier women's programs in the West. It is. USC is really good. UCLA is really good, but that's one of the premier women's programs in the West at UNLV right now. What she's built there. Is it Lindsay LaRock?
Lindy LaRock,
and she's up for National Coach of the Year. I just saw yesterday. Yeah, it's interesting. And now look, with football, it's going to be interesting because they went out and hired a national presence. As much as Kevin Kruger's name is associated with his dad, Lon, they brought in Dan Mullen for football. They expect to do things in football. It's going to be interesting to see how it rocks for football. Anyway, lots going on. We'll get into Lobos in UNLV. Kenny will be with us. Ichiro wants to have a drink with the one person who didn't vote for him. I kind of love that a lot. When we get back, latest in the NFL coaching cycle, looks like the Jags have their guy. It was a guy they wanted a couple days ago, said no. They fired their GM and went back to this dude and, well, let's talk again. So we'll get into that. And the Cowboys may be getting closer and closer to having a replacement for Mike McCarthy as well. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. Mustafa Amsil will be with us at 9:30. You can watch the show. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. It's on Xfinity Channel 26, all throughout the state of New Mexico, and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Hey, I always ask you this because it's important. Who's watching your home when you're not there? Is it the good guys or the bad guys? My home and many businesses and homes around Albuquerque and Santa Fe are watched by IPS, International Protective Service. I know you've seen them. You can't not see them. When you go to the store, they're there. When you're in your community, they're driving around. International Protective Service is affordable, private security, and protects what you've worked very, very hard to build. Don't let the bad guys break in and destroy everything that you've worked on. Call IPS. Have them watch your home. Have them monitor your home. When you go out of town, you let them know. They'll pick up newspapers, garbage cans, go to the curb and back on garbage day. They'll pick up packages that are left on the curb or on the porch. All those things. Mail. They give your home that lived-in look. They'll do exterior searches. They do that for me all the time. They install alarms, camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. All this raises the level of security around your home and your business. Don't wait to be a victim before you call them. Be proactive on this one. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs.
Kind of a big day for Lobo basketball tomorrow too, and I ask you as Lobo fans, I know you're excited at 8-1, and you should be. You still got to go to Boise, San Diego, Logan, Reno, Vegas, right? All those spots.
That is correct.
You've won in Fort Collins, you've lost in San Jose, and you've won in Fresno, right? Am I missing one spot on the road somewhere? Air Force, you still got to go to Clune. Right? You still have to go up there, where San Diego State damn near got beat the other night.
The Clune glue.
So I'm not looking to rain on your parade, because I think this team is really good. I do.
Umbrella warning.
No, hardly. But I wonder where Lobo fan is, because when we had the conversation on Tuesday about, is this one of the greatest Lobo teams ever? And I said, I'm just not willing to commit to that yet, because whilst I thought the road victories at Colorado State and at Fresno State were impressive. Wasn't there another road victory early in the year, too, somewhere? Neutral site victories over USC and UCLA, right? Mm-hmm. Not a true road win in the non-conference. Was there one? I guess there wasn't, huh? I need to see them win a couple of these tough road games in league on the road. I think that's what's, because if they don't, then I'm not sure they're going to get a chance to prove that they're one of the best teams ever.
Yeah, that's just the one they still need to pick off good road wins in a conference. And even where Boise State and San Diego State sit right now, those are wins you need to find yourself, fingers crossed, knock on wood, right side of the bubble, because it felt like you had a better conference resume last year, and you're sitting there excited. You punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament, and then the committee comes out and goes, "Oh, by the way, this is one of the bid stealers right here. This team, this Lobo team." And you're just like, "What?"
You know, I look at those games, right, and those are the teams in your league. Pick your order. I don't care. I mean, Utah State and San Diego State and Boise State, Nevada, and I got to throw UNLV in there. I think the Lobos are better than UNLV. I think they're better than Reno, although that was a hell of a game in the pit. JJ, what I see night in and night out right now, I think they're better than San Diego State. And after when San Diego State beat Houston, I thought, whoa, that's a good Aztec team. But I've watched them come back to earth, and I'm convinced they're better than Boise State. Do you like Boise State a lot? I mean, I think Degenhardt's good. I watched them again the other night.
Not
man.
a lot.
Sometimes they look so. This is not one of the better Boise State teams to me over the last 5 years.
That's a fan base that is having a conversation about their head coach.
Is that right? Yes. All the times Leon supposedly is not taking jobs at Washington State or wherever to stay there. Now they want a new coach?
Now, that's the conversation that's going on there versus if anyone cares at UNLV.
Can he take us to the next step? They've never won an NCAA tournament game. They never have. I look at tomorrow, and I think it's a big step. These next two games on the road in Vegas, JJ, I think Logan's going to be a tough place to win. I just do.
Yeah, they're underdogs in that game.
Yes. I watched them just dismantle Nevada 2 nights ago. They look terrific. I'm just kind of curious, and we'll talk with Kenny about it coming up here in a little bit. All right, NFL news this morning. It looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars have a head coach. And this story is somewhat nuts, but I don't know that it is. Liam Cohen, 2 days ago, pulled his name out of contention, out of consideration. He's the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the job in Jacksonville. And according to multiple sources, the Jacksonville Jaguars and Liam Cohen reached an agreement overnight to be the head coach. He pulled himself out, agreed to a contract extension with the Buccaneers. It was going to be the highest paid coordinator in the National Football League. And then Jacksonville went out and fired their GM, Trent Baalke, went back to Liam Cohen, and got their guy. It kind of tells you, A, where the owner, Shad Khan, is, and what he thought of his... He was done, right? I mean, was Trent Baalke the same guy who hired Urban Meyer? He is, right?
Yes.
I understand what hindsight is, and it's really, really, really good vision. Was there an argument? How did you feel when Urban Meyer was hired? Did you hate that then?
Yes, I did.
I think so too. Right? I appreciate guys who go out of the box and go do something different and something crazy, and sometimes it works. That was one of the biggest disasters coaching-wise in the history of the NFL, right?
It was very bad.
You got a bigger one? Frank Tom Sula, or what was that?
Jim Tom Sula.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Jim Sula. Nathaniel Hackett was horrible. Yeah, that one was really
that first Monday Night Football game, you could see, like, this guy ain't got it.
Yeah.
This first time around, it's not going to work for him.
Yeah. Nathaniel Hackett. Jim Sula. Yeah. Yeah, there were some bad ones. Liam Cohen went to Jacksonville Thursday afternoon. He met with the owner, Shad Khan. They have an interim general manager there named Ethan Waugh, Waugh. And evidently they reached out to Cohen, and then they reached out to Tampa Bay, so we still want to talk to your guy. And Cohen didn't speak with anyone else in the Bucs front office, and he took the job. So there you go. The Jags have a coach. What about your Dallas Cowboys? Where are your Dallas Cowboys in this whole thing? JJ, it really looks like they're circling in on Brian Schottenheimer. Now, I think this holds off until at least after this weekend, and it may go through Super Bowl because they have not had an in-person interview with Kellen Moore. But the Cowboys according to who's this? Clarence Hill of All City DLLS. What is that? It's a Dallas.
He was
thing?
a former beat writer for one of the major papers there in Dallas.
He's saying they could cross it by today, right? That they could be done with this by today. They have had in-person interviews with Leslie Frazier, who's an assistant in Seattle. He's a former head coach. With Robert Saleh, and they did not have an in-person, just a virtual with Kellen Moore since his team's still in the playoffs. So they're saying this could be done by today. They also spoke evidently with Pete Carroll. How do you feel about Brian Schottenheimer? Underwhelmed?
Is that a real question? Is that a plant?
Yeah.
Is that a serious
that's
question?
That's a plant. Yeah. How do you feel about going back east? Yeah.
Of course you feel underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like there's so many giddy Cowboy fans who deal with one every day. And Zay that was like, yeah, I get Mike McCarthy and is reaching for why he's not a good coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Hot
he's
take
convinced he's not a good coach.
out there.
Yeah.
And
Because
you,
of the penalties.
you really thought
The
with
penalties.
Jerry Jones at the helm,
Yeah.
you were going to get something better than Mike McCarthy.
I didn't. No, I mean Zay did. I didn't. Zay gives me one stat, and it was penalties, but then can't explain to me why some of these teams that are still in the playoffs commit more penalties than the Cowboys, right? Because that's the only that's all discipline. Okay. At some point, when is an individual player responsible for getting the snap count? That's Mike McCarthy's
There's a
fault.
lot of over-analysis for this past season, too.
Yeah.
It's like you had snapshots of Cooper Rush, and then people start convincing themselves, should have been Cooper Rush the whole time.
Stop.
And then
Just
you're like,
stop.
no.
Just stop.
And like, well, the offense wasn't any good. It's because they had an extended season with Cooper Rush, who's a backup quarterback.
Oh, but see, at the end, they started moving the ball with Cooper Rush. They won games. Yeah, Cooper Rush. I've heard this on our radio station. Cooper Rush should be the quarterback instead of Dak Prescott. If Cooper Rush was that damn good, somebody would have signed him a long time ago. With the glut of quarterbacks with the urgency for quarterbacks in this league, with the need of quarterbacks in this league. If Cooper Rush was that guy sitting on the Cowboys roster for all these years, somebody would have signed him and made him a star. Right? I mean, tell me what I don't understand.
Well, it's just once they gave Dak Prescott a whole lot of money, they're like, man, we could have been a whole lot better not paying Cooper Rush money and building a roster.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But Cooper Rush was going to be your quarterback. He's a backup quarterback. That means there's 32 guys better than him. Tell me where he goes and fills in. Is he better than Derek Carr? He's not. All right, you can argue he's better than Jimmy DeVito or Tommy DeVito or Danny DeVito. I'll listen to that.
Well, yeah, that's a backup quarterback.
But he's a backup quarterback. Tell me what starting quarterback in this league he's better than. I'm listening.
Sean Watson with 2 Achilles
Funny,
tears.
that's exactly where my eyes went. Is Deshaun Watson a starting quarterback in this league anymore? Or is he
No.
only better than Deshaun Watson because when he's got 2 Achilles tears?
Sean Watson, we can't walk.
Yeah, okay, then you're better than him. All right. I mean, who's he better than? Give me one. Aiden O'Connell? If he was better than Aiden O'Connell, don't you think the Raiders would have made a push to try to get Cooper Rush at some
Trade for
point?
Cooper Rush.
No, honestly. All these people who evaluate this. But I hear that song not regularly, but not unoften. What's the term for unoften?
Occasionally?
All right, I'll work with that. Yes. So Cowboy fan, let's go. I'm really, really interested. Where are you? You got your guy, or at least you might have your guy. You're closing in on your guy. Cross the finish line maybe by no later than Friday, according to Clarence Hill of All City DLLS. Brian Schottenheimer. Daddy was a good coach. Brian's a pretty good coordinator. Does this feel like Jason Garrett all over to you?
Yep.
In-house coordinator. Guy I know. Let's
Jerry
promote him.
Jones, M.O.
I can absolutely control this guy. A guy who's 51 years old, wants to be a head coach. He's going to take the opportunity, and he's going to do it under my terms. And you're going to continue to be...
He's not going to outshine me. He's not going to question me.
No, you don't even know what his voice sounds like, do you? You ever heard Brian Schottenheimer speak? No, honestly.
No.
Does he have an accent? Do you know any idea what he sounds like? You've never heard him speak. You have no idea.
You could have just started a segment and you could have pretended to be Brian Schottenheimer and people would be like, oh, wow, you got Brian Schottenheimer.
How'd
on
you
the
get Brian?
radio?
Yeah, because nobody freaking knows that he's going to be your quarterback. 505-246-0610. How do the Commanders stop Saquon Barkley, and will Josh Allen turn the ball over? I don't know, but I got thoughts, and I know you do too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
First game's Eagles Commanders, then you get Bills and Chiefs. It's Sunday. AFC and NFC, or well, the NFC and AFC championship game. Winners will go to the Super Bowl. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Commanders have to stop Saquon Barkley. Josh Allen's got to hold on to the football. What do you think? Who do you got? Who's your Super Bowl? You're down to 2 games. Who do you have? Cowboys may be close on a coach. Jaguars look like they've got Liam Cohen. And the Titans are toying with a quarterback, or at least they say they are. They're putting it out there. Maybe they're jacking up the price for the first overall pick. Chad, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Chad.
Hey, guys. Just good morning. Yeah, I stayed off this topic because you know how I feel about Jerry Jones. It's kind of the same old song and dance. I mean, you always want somebody you can control, and it's going to be the same. It's kind of meh, as my students would say. It's very mid. We're going to be very mid for a long time, and maybe that's all he wants. Unfortunately, I think until he actually, dies, we're going to have basically the same problem. We won't let go. But maybe we'll get lucky, and Daniel Snyder will buy the team, and we'll be off in a new direction.
Said nobody ever. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you. Maybe we'll get lucky, and Daniel Snyder will buy the team. Probably right. I mean, he's like, yeah, we're going to be super mid. Meh. 505-246-0610 is how to get here today. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. I think that's where most of you are. Like, yeah, whatever. And you're almost resigned to it. Like you're done hoping that something different's going to happen. You're done hoping that he'll learn from the past. Right? It's kind of where Cowboy fan is. Yeah. You're just resigned to it. Guy's 85, 86, 84, whatever he is. He's not going to change his ways. He's not going to change the pattern of hiring coaches. And so Cowboy fans like what did he just tell me? It's the way it's going to be until he dies. That's what he just said.
Yeah. That's why I did not understand why so many people were so anxious to want to see them get rid of Mike McCarthy, to want to see them not have a future with Mike McCarthy.
They thought he'd learn. To your point, you're right. Why would you? He's done the same thing the same way for all these years, and he's got the same results. Is it, 30 years since they've been to an NFC championship game?
The Deion Sanders flirting is the perfect headline.
It was cute.
Like, oh, I'm going to call the Deion. Yeah. Everyone's going to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Deion Sanders. And there's certain conversations you can have because it's what you do. You're sports fans, and you say, oh, what if this? But even having a what if conversation is laughable because it's never remotely possible that was going to happen for the Dallas Cowboys.
And let me tell you something. I feel almost bad because I think there's a chance that Brian Schottenheimer's going to be a good coach. Tell me why he won't be.
Well, it's just with any of these coordinators you don't know.
Right? Is Brian Schottenheimer any less or more qualified than a Liam Cohen or a Aaron Glenn or any of these coordinators? All these guys get it, right? They all get their first job at some point. Mike McCarthy did, right?
Yes, he did.
At some point, you get a job. Now, many coordinators, and I haven't done the research, but I'm going to guess.
It's not many situations like this.
No. And this is Jason Garrett's situation. This is
where you're sitting there listing out all the negatives of the team. You're like, you know what? We're going to promote from within then.
Right? Our offense wasn't good, but let's promote the offensive coordinator. They got a quarterback. Look, is this a good job? You got a quarterback, and you can't win the NFL without a quarterback. Right? They've got kind of key building blocks in place. They got a good wideout in CeeDee Lamb. They got a linebacker, Micah Parsons. They got a cornerback in Trevon Diggs. Probably the best kicker in the game, if that means anything to you. I don't know if you think Rico Dowdle's a running back that's going to do things there, or if you got to go get a running back. Is that something that you need? Boy, he started to become a guy the last 4 games
nice
of
at
the
end.
year.
I think it's very similar to Tony Pollard. Yeah, there's a few of those guys at the very top that are 3-down backs, but you always want some depth at the position. Like that team needs playmakers.
They play in the NFC. They don't have to go through that AFC gauntlet. Look, there's good
now
teams
you got to
everywhere.
deal with Philadelphia, and if Jaden Daniels is that dude.
And he is. So you're in a tough division. Look, there's worse jobs and worse situations. Would you rather this or the Raiders? You'd rather come into this because you got a better chance to win, don't you? You think you like the Raiders job better because you don't have Jerry Jones? You got Mark Davis.
And it seems that Tom Brady has the ear of a lot of people in that organization right now.
It seems like, okay, and we'll know a little bit more in a year if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Won't we? What kind of owner is he going to be? Is he going to be an owner that hires people and lets people go do their job, or is he going to be an owner that is telling somebody how to do their job? I'm not sure I know the answer yet. Do you?
We don't.
I mean, you're in a better situation here than you are there. Would you rather have this job or New Orleans? New Orleans is salary cap hell. A quarterback that you think is, I mean, as much meh as you might think Dak Prescott is, you think the same thing, only worse of Derek Carr, don't you?
Dallas is better than New Orleans.
Yeah. So tell me why, other than it's not a home run, you don't win the press conference hire. I'm almost trying to play the other side of this thing. Tell me why Brian Schottenheimer won't be good.
Tell me why he'll be better than Mike McCarthy. Tell me why you needed to move off Mike McCarthy to essentially do the same thing.
All right, so it's hard for me because I don't think they should have fired Mike McCarthy. Right? I don't. But since they did...
It makes me wonder
that
it was McCarthy starting to just say, hey, we need more of this. Let me do this, that, and the other.
Yes.
And start kind of pushing back.
Yes.
And then Jerry's like, oh, no.
Yeah. Well, and I think what came out, if he wanted another 1 or 2 year deal, he probably could have got it, right? Sounded like he wanted a 4 or 5 year deal, like most coaches do. Coaches don't sign a 1 or 2 year deal in the NFL. You want me to commit to you, you commit to me. It's like anything else, right? And so I think you're right. I think McCarthy said, I want a commitment, and I want this and this and this and this. Yeah, I think you're 100% right on that. But, all right, 505-246-0610. We'll talk Global Hoops in the 9 o'clock hour. Mustafa Amsil scheduled to be with us at 9:30, kicking with Kenny at 9 o'clock with Kenny Thomas. Want to get into the games this weekend, but Cowboy fan, where are you? Sounds like Brian Schottenheimer's your guy. How you feeling? Yeah, I know. I have a pretty good idea how you're feeling. Hey, you're going to feel really good if you shop over at John Thomas Jewelers. Get by the best jewelry store in town and take advantage of an opportunity that is going on now through Valentine's Day, where they will match your purchase with a pair of lab-grown diamond stud earrings, absolutely free. So if you go in there before Valentine's Day, and look, you got to do something for Valentine's Day, and you buy a $1,000 necklace, they're going to give you on top of that a $1,000 pair of studs. You buy a $5,000 engagement ring, they'll match you at $5,000 pair of studs. That's what they're doing right now. It's like nothing else. And now you've got a whole nother gift taken care of, and it's beautiful. And by the way, she's going to love it. And there's no place like John Thomas Jewelers. There's a reason they are the best jewelry store in town, the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town. Fastest-growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, and voted the best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 straight years. And this is kind of my favorite one. America's coolest jewelry store. In-Store Magazine called them that. Why? You're going to realize it when you walk in the door. You go to the third floor of the Lewis University building, right across the street from the mall. They're on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. And you go up there, and you're going to realize it. They will make anything you want. They've got their own in-store design center. It's state-of-the-art. They will create whatever you want. Go by and check them out and take advantage of this incredible offer that John's running right now. It's John Thomas Jewelers. You can go see them at johnthomasjewelers.com. 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. They're on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building, 1 block south of Manal on Louisiana.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep.
FM 610, the sports animal.
Washington and Philly. Philly's a 6-point favorite. Like, everybody seems to love the Commanders and the points. Opening drive, he's J.J. Buck. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta. Who do you like? If you were going to bet the game, you like the Commanders to keep it close? And it's kind of crazy to me how people are having more faith in Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts, and maybe it's because Hurts is hurt and Daniels has been playing so well.
Well, and Hurts, the narrative, he's been a little underwhelming. It's been Saquon Barkley season, obviously, but Hurts has been efficient and throwing the ball well when needed. They haven't needed to do that a lot. And I think that's the biggest thing people are assuming is that they're going to need to do that in this game. Washington's defense isn't good.
No, they're 18th in the league, if I told you yesterday. Yeah.
No, and I don't see Jalen Hurts having a game like Jared Goff because they're not going to ask him to do that.
Okay.
And that's, just all of a sudden putting the football up in the air, interceptions, falling behind early, throwing it. So I'm not worried about Hurts in this situation, but I think a lot of it too is, all right, just keep doubting this team that's, what was it, 9.5-point dogs going into Detroit.
Yep.
There's one on the road.
3.5
has already played Philadelphia twice. So I leaning towards Washington and the points, but I am unsure at this time of what my final decision would be of who's going to win that game.
I think Philly wins the game, and everybody's leaning on the Commanders and the points. They played twice this year, and to me, the difference is Barkley. And I agree with you. I don't know how Washington stops him because nobody else has. 2 games versus Washington, Barkley ran for a combined 296 and 4 touchdowns. Now, he had a 50 on his 55 runs. That's 55 carries in 2 games, which is bonkers. 26 of them gained 2 yards or fewer, but then he had the breakaways. 3 carries for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that's kind of who he's been, man. The amount of burst plays that he's got. I just, what makes you think that somehow Dan Quinn and that defensive staff are figuring out how to stop him all of a sudden?
You're not. So you look right at Jaden Daniels, and can they keep it going? Can they keep performing at a really high level in this situation? Because I keep hearing how stacked Philadelphia is. Well, at some point in time, then that means that we have to talk about the defense. And Jalen Carter, and what they have at the linebacker position, in the secondary. And to me, that's what's going to decide the game, not Jalen Hurts. I think even banged up Jalen Hurts is fine because you have Saquon Barkley. It's going to be Jaden Daniels versus the Eagles defense.
I think he discovers A.J. Brown in this game, or at least rediscovers him. If I asked you whose offense do you trust more, the Eagles or the Commanders, who would you tell me? It should be an easy answer with a rookie quarterback, but it's not, is it?
No.
See, I trust the Eagles more because they got Saquon Barkley. And I think Jalen Hurts makes good decisions. Like, as maybe underwhelming as some people believe he is, I'm looking back, and I don't think he's made a lot of mistakes that hurt his team. And I think part of being a good quarterback in this league is not just making the spectacular play. It's not making, what's the opposite of spectacular? The disastrous play? The giveaway?
I'm wondering, what people feels missing
with Hurts,
with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
because we're praising Josh Allen for doing this exact same thing. And by the way, Jalen Hurts also had a
71 yard,
like a 50-yard touchdown.
Yep. He had a breakaway
just as much as
that's correct.
Red zone touchdown.
And if it was Josh Allen, we'd love on it. Look what he did. He runs the ball so well. 100%. That's why I'm on the Eagles. I look at him and I'm like, I don't know that I think he's playing that poorly. He may not be making the wow plays, and to your point, because he doesn't need to. His numbers might not be just bonkers throwing the ball. Oh, by the way, he's running the ball well and he's not turning it over. And now you're going to put him up against a defense that's, right? I mean, a mediocre defense that hasn't been making great plays. And I got Saquon Barkley. I'm on them. Will it stun me if the Commanders win? It will not. But if you're forcing me to make a choice here, who's going to win the football game? I got to be on the Eagles. I like the veteran quarterback in this spot. I like the veteran quarterback who's not making mistakes in this spot. I like the running back who has been the best running back in the game, who I might have voted for MVP. I like the Eagles. I like the roster up and down. And I think their defense is going to throw some stuff at this rookie quarterback that may finally make him make a mistake. Now, the other side. Josh Allen's 0-3 against the Chiefs in the playoffs, right? How does he break through? The answer is don't turn the ball over. You're calling us at 505-246-0610. We're going to get to your calls when we get back. Emails Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com. Got a sweet deal coming up for you as well. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides resident.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
All right, so the Eagles are 6-point favorites over Washington. Chiefs are 2-point favorites over Buffalo. Josh Allen's 0-3 versus Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's such a crazy number to me, and I know facts and numbers is numbers. Opening drive, JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. Thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal this morning. I always go back to the 13-second game, and you got to wear that, right? I mean, you lost the game. Then it goes on your record because only quarterbacks have records. In Buffalo's regular season win over Kansas City, Mahomes threw the 2 interceptions. However, the Chiefs have gone 8 straight games, including the playoffs, without a turnover, JJ. And I think turnovers are big in the playoffs. And what'd you
the
tell
only turnovers you want in the postseason are Apple.
Yeah. And if you like, berry whatever. What other kind of turnovers are there? Apple turnovers? Are there other turnovers?
Probably cherry.
You throw a fruit in there? Yeah. The Bills, which is crazy. What's the knock on Josh Allen? He turns the ball over. No, he doesn't. The Bills committed the fewest turnovers in the National Football League this season, only 8 of them. And they produced a league-high 35 takeaways.
That one is a little bit more surprising than what we've seen from Josh Allen.
Yep. I'm on the Bills, man. I'm on the Bills. And look, the 13-second game to me, Josh Allen wears it, and he's got to. And people, he can't win the big one. Dude did everything he could. You tell me you lead a team on the road, down the field, you score with 13 seconds to go in a playoff game in a hostile environment, you're going to win 999 and a half out of 1,000, right? And Mahomes came, and Josh Allen just sat there, never got the ball back. All right, let's go. You got a lot to say, I know. Lenny, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lenny.
Hey, haven't called in a while. Just needed a break, but I hope you guys all had a good holiday.
Good to hear you. Life's grooving. What's good?
So let's go quick with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the hot hand because Jaden Daniels and Washington have no fear at all.
Yeah, I like that.
And if you can beat Detroit like they did, are you going to say Philly's that much better than Detroit?
Nope, I'm not.
Okay. And this is a rookie that you've never seen before. Coming in and playing like that at quarterback and then going in the playoffs and playing pretty much mistake-free football.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I can see it. I mean, I don't hate the thought that they can win that game. I don't.
And then on the other side, you have to worry about Jalen Hurts' knee.
Okay.
And then you have to worry about, is he going to make a mistake throwing, or are they going to minimize him to just 15 to 20 throws and then go with just Barkley?
I think they're going to do what they need to do. See, if they're going to throw him out there, I think he's going to be healthy enough if he needs to throw the football and win. I don't think they're going to get that far behind because I think they control it with Barkley. That's just me. And I agree with you. Do I think the Eagles are better than the Lions? They can be. In the fact that they went in and handled the Lions the way they did. But I'm going to give you this. I think the Eagles' defense is better than the Lions' defense.
Oh, no, they are. And I don't think that Hurts is going to throw 3 interceptions.
I don't think so either. He didn't turn the ball over.
But I'm still going to go with the Lions. I'm still going to go with the Commanders 27-24.
All right. I don't hate it.
On the other side, we got Josh Allen. And this is he goes a little bit further than Lamar in the playoffs, but still can't get over the hump. They have been mistake-free, but until somebody beats Kansas City, I'm going to go with Kansas City because all season long, including myself, we said Kansas City was winning close games.
Yep.
They were this, they were that. But the problem is the teams that win the close games are the ones that have the best metal to them to make it in the playoffs.
And they find a way to win. I don't argue that ever.
And now you got Kelsey playing better. They got their two-headed running back situation.
Yep.
And now we come down to coaching. Andy Reid versus Philadelphia's staff.
Versus
Is
Buffalo.
Philadelphia's coach going to-
Buffalo.
I mean, Buffalo. And who is a better coach?
Well, Andy Reid. If it's Andy Reid or Sean McDermott, it's Andy Reid.
Okay. Game manager, clock manager, trick plays all the way down the line. The best coach in football.
Right.
So I have to go with Kansas City on this, and I'm going to go with them 31-27.
All right, I got you.
Close games on both sides.
All right.
And then we'll just talk next week. I won't take another 2-month break, but there should be some good football. I mean, I know Buffalo fans want to see it.
Yep.
And then
We all
the
do.
other side is, you say this, what do the networks want to see?
I know. There's always that narrative.
You always have the conspiracy theorists out there that someone's going to do something to Patrick Mahomes and it's going to be a bad call and that's going to change the game.
I got good stories either way. I think I do. So we'll see.
So then go out there and stop Mahomes and then stop the complaining.
Yep, I think that's the answer. All right, man. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Let me tell you something, and I don't hate that because I'm very often on that theory. Until you beat the guy, and Kansas City is the guy, I can't go against them. Kansas City's been getting by all year, and Buffalo, while they've had their lull, my eyes tell me this is Buffalo's year. Kansas City's been getting by. I'm not arguing anything he said. Who's a better coach? Who's a better? You can't go against Patrick Mahomes. How do you bet against Mahomes? It's like, how do you bet against Jordan? How'd you bet against Brady? You don't. I get it. But every once in a while, Brady lost in a championship game, right? Manning won a few, right? Every once in a while, even during his great run, he got beaten in a championship game or in the playoffs. Edward, good morning. How you living here on the Sports Animal?
Living like it's Thanksgiving, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
Let me talk about the Cowboys briefly and then prediction on the games. Forbes magazine had a quote I read a few years ago, and I forget the author, but it said, the death of an organization, the death of a CEO, the death of a company is the phrase, we've always done it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones is 82 years old, famously successful. I'm a big fan of him. I've actually met him a few times, had some nice brief conversations. He doesn't know me from a brick in the wall, but he was kind to me. At 82 years old, he's not going to change. He had success early on. He's been great for the NFL, vastly entertaining. Here's my prediction. I think this is his last-ditch effort. I think he's going to sell the team. I think he's going to go to 85 and he's going to sell the team.
No way.
Because everybody's on the spectrum of narcissism, and he's a classic narcissist, and he's going to pull the Frank Sinatra, I did it my way. And he's going to go Jerry Jones out, drop the mic, and sell the team when he's 85. That's
What makes you think he sells the team instead of gives it to his kid?
Exactly. Just if you just look at them organizationally, they have the highest paid player in the NFL, and Brett Prescott's not bad. He's probably somewhere between the 10th and 12th best quarterback in the league, right? But he's the highest paid player. They got a linebacker who thinks he's LT, and he's probably better on his podcast than he is at stopping the run. When your best player is a kicker or an offensive guard who's going to age out here probably next year, you got to break this thing down to the studs. And they've turned into kind of the Chicago Cubs, Cleveland Browns, Clippers. That's what they've turned into.
Except for they're not lovable. See, those were all lovable losers. I'm not sure I think the Cowboys are lovable.
Yeah, so just general thoughts. And I'm not rooting against them. I just tell you what I see.
Yeah.
The games this weekend, the gentleman and the coach that would beat Andy Reid and Mahomes in the biggest moments, well, one's a part owner of the Raiders and is calling games now, Thomas Edward Brady. And Belichick is get married to a 20-some-year-old girl, and he's coaching Carolina.
He's getting married? Tell him don't do it. No, don't do it. What are you doing?
Now he's going to have 11 rings. I think that it just feels like it's time for Josh Allen. He's been the best player in the league for 3 years. He's on his third offensive coordinator in 4 years. They fired his offensive coordinator halfway through the year last year, and he's dealt with tumultuous chaos every year. He's the best player in the league, and I think he's going to deliver a close win. Bad calls notwithstanding. So the line opened up at 2, and it's moved down to 1. So heavy money's coming on. Doesn't mean anything, right? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The conventional wisdom say stay with the hot hand on the NFC. But I agree with you, Jeff. That defense, that Georgia Bulldog defense that Philadelphia has, because half their starters are from Georgia, I just find they're going to find a way to win the game at home. It's a huge moment for this young quarterback, and he's delivered, but it may be too big of a moment. So I think we're going to see an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl. And can Josh Allen do the whole country a favor and end this senseless, insufferable thing that we've had to watch the last few years? Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game.
It hadn't been that bad. It really hadn't. I mean, look, there's been way more obnoxious dynasties than the Chiefs.
Was he talking about the Patriots?
Yeah,
that last comment.
Yeah, that was way more obnoxious than this. It was. Let me tell you. We'll give you one more thing. He said it's a huge game for this young quarterback, meaning Jane Daniels. I don't know that I even think it is. I mean, it's a big game. Sure, it's a championship game. It's the AFC or the NFC championship game, so it's a big game for everybody involved, JJ. It's a big game for everybody. It's not a huge game for this young man in his rookie year as far as big scheme. Yeah, it's big because he could get to a Super Bowl as a rookie. But as far as this young man's had arguably the best rookie season in the history of the NFL at quarterback. It's big because it's big, right? I mean, only one game's bigger than the conference championship game. That's why it's big. But in the scheme of his legacy, I think he's just laying the foundation of his legacy. Now, if you're going to tell me, okay, it's big because he could be the only rookie quarterback ever to get to Super Bowl, yeah. That's a big deal. But if he doesn't win this game, how big of a hit does he take?
He's not taking the hits like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen yet.
No.
So you know that there's a path ahead. And that's why I changed my tone over the years. Not just working in sports, but talking about sports, because I know how hard it is to win games. And when you look at who are you losing to, the eras of football, so we want to hold so many of these quarterbacks hold their feet to the fire like they stink, and it's like it's a process, man. Like a lot of these quarterbacks that people are done with, they're still like 25, 27 years old.
Yeah, these old men. All right, we're going to get back to the phones. Keep them coming. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. We'll get back to the phones. I got a sweet deal for you as well. Kenny Thomas coming up at 9 o'clock. Hey, snow and rain are coming next week, they say. It's going to leave your car covered in dirt and mud and road salt stains. That all damages your car's paint over time. Call my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them take care of it. Prevent the damage. I recommend them because they do an unbeatable job. On the Spot Automotive Detailing offers top-notch treatments that protect your vehicle from the harsh weather. You can invest in their paint protection and ceramic coating and give yourself an extra layer of defense. It's all online at otsdetailing.com. Have them come out and detail your vehicle, and they come to you. That's this on-the-spot thing, which the service is beyond unbelievable. And I hate overusing that word, but it kind of is, right? You get this great service, the best in the city. They detail your vehicle. Your car looks, feels, and smells like the day you took it off the lot, and they do it at your convenience where it works for you and when it works for you. You don't take it anywhere. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, great gift, great for your investment. Go book and buy online. It's all there. OTSdetailing.com. It's OTSdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Red zone. Now it's going to be a big handoff. Cam Dyer keeps it himself and runs right into the end zone for the touchdown.
The clock going, unofficial clock. 38, kicking it into space. It's in the area. Nice job. Kick good. It's gold. St. Pius gold, if you will. Big shot down the right sideline. Intercepted. Is he in bounds?
He certainly is.
He is.
The snap. Here comes Posa, and he's brought down.
He's going to have that in the back of his mind this time. And this time, there's no doubt. The Eagles swallow up for the safety there. Unabated to the quarterback, Joseph Garcia.
Is the rookie hot, or do you go with steady hand of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts? Eagles and Commandos. I know it's Commanders. Buffalo and Kansas City. I know it's the Bills and Chiefs. Easy on the text line. Tyler, thanks for holding your on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Tyler.
Hey, no problem, Jeff. Appreciate the call.
What's happening?
You know, I think you were exactly right before the break. Jane Daniels definitely is the best rookie quarterback. He doesn't have much to lose in this game other than just putting an L on his record, but he can definitely prove he might be the best quarterback in the NFC. Eagles have the number one defense all year, not just after week 13 like the Ravens did when they played the Bills. I think that Jane Daniels has a really big thing to prove, especially playing out in the cold for the first time in the playoffs, going to Tampa, then Detroit. So I think he can prove that he is the real deal right away, just winning this game, even if he loses the Super Bowl. I think the Bills have a better chance purely because Josh Allen can put the team on his back. We saw that when they played earlier this year. But I think Kansas City can really cement their dynasty by playing teams that are better than them, plain and simple, all year long, still going and get it done at the end. I think this might be the year that Andy Reid passes Belichick because he's unreal. So I got to take the Eagles only because it's my wife's team, and I'll take the Bills because I think everyone's tired of seeing the Chiefs win. Thanks, guys.
See ya. Yeah, I need a better reason than everyone's tired of seeing them. Then I do, and I like where he was going with he thinks it's the Bills' time. I also agree with him on the Jayden Daniels thing. You know, Edward, a caller previously, and the number's 505-246-0610 if you want to get in, said that it's a huge game for the rookie quarterback. And look, it's a big game because it's a freaking NFC Championship game. So, sure, it's gigantic. But this caller, Tyler, just said he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I kind of agree with that. Like, if he gets in to the Super Bowl as a rookie quarterback, oh, my goodness, and his legacy grows and the whole legend grows. And the first quarterback as a rookie to ever do that since Marino, right?
But I think and it's different. If we were talking about Jaden Daniels in the Super Bowl, even in his first year, that's the Dan Marino discussion.
Yeah.
Because then you can't say, oh, there's going to be a bigger game. You might never get back to that game.
Well, you never know. I mean, you never know. I mean, look at the great quarterbacks. Joe Burrow hasn't been back. Now there's time. Lamar's never been there. Josh Allen's never been there.
Yeah, so that's why
Justin Herbert's
getting
never been
to
there.
the NFC Championship game is an attainable path for quite some time for Jaden Daniels. Now the Super Bowl is the one that you just never know.
Yeah, look, and you never know that you're going to get back to the championship game. Look at the Cowboys. It's been 30 years, right? I mean, it's been 30 freaking years.
30 years.
Yes. And so I don't know that he hurts himself unless he goes out and just vomits all over himself, right? I mean, 4 or 5 interceptions. And even then you're just like, well, you're still looking at Jaden Daniels in the NFC pecking order. And I know Colin Cowherd's been on it a lot this week, and it's not crazy to just take a step back and go, is this already going to be the best quarterback in the NFC? Yeah, and I'm not ready to go there yet. I mean, will he be next year? Do you like the younger guys as opposed to the established guys? Is he better than Stafford or Goff or I mean, who else we talking? Is he better than Jordan Love? Is he better than Caleb? He was better this year. Is he better than Jalen Hurts? I mean, he might be. Is he better than Kyler Murray? Yeah, you can have that conversation. But I just don't know that I think that I see it as being one of those games where he can hurt himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not yet.
All right, we got a sweet deal. What is up, Jimmy?
Not much, Jeff.
Man, it's been a minute. How you living?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We got a sweet deal, JJ Buck. How do you like El Patron? It's one of our spots. And, there you go. Now you can hear JJ. It's good to see you, first of all. How are you living? Everything good?
Everything's good.
Good.
Yeah, enjoying life. Can't complain.
Good. Well, you got a sweet deal, and it's one of my favorite spots, and I know you guys are going to love it today. It is El Patron. It is two locations in one of our favorites. If you go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, you click on the sweet deal at 9 o'clock, and don't be late. You will get $50 worth of El Patron for just $25. Every bite is delicious. It's the two locations. You've turned that place, well, every restaurant you've had, you've turned into something special, but this place has really become something.
Yeah, we definitely enjoy El Patron. It's our home now. So it's, we have all kinds of specials there all the time. The north location at Paseo and Wyoming, we do breakfast there too. So I'm there. I spend a lot of time there.
Is that your spot? Is that why I never see you at the other spot?
I just kind of got relaxed over there. I go there every morning and we have breakfast there. We have from huevos rancheros to just regular pancakes and eggs and, great specials every day with our breakfast burritos. So it's just a comfortable place there. And I still go to the big one, but just not as much as I used to.
And the big one is on Montgomery, just to the west of Juan Tabo.
Correct. It's in between Eubank and Juan Tabo and Montgomery up there. So it's that one's a mainstay. 13 years this year.
And it's 13 years already.
Yeah,
it's
time
so
flies.
Good. Happy hour every day from 3 till close at both locations with cocktails and happy hour menus, which are great. And you can the full menu. We can sit. A lot of times we'll go there, watch games, sit in the bar, and you got the full menu, and I can still get the seafood enchiladas with the calabacitas and that. What's the white sauce?
The
on
Serrano cream sauce.
So
that's our
good.
favorite. Yeah, that's our little invention that we're the only one in town that has that.
It's my go-to, by the way.
It's excellent.
Yeah, and the Taco Tuesdays every Tuesday with the tacos for only $2.75 each, and it's turned into a spot. And it's catering as well, right?
Yep, we can do any kind of catering. And one thing that a lot of people don't know, we can do any kind of food. Our chef Jose is
that right?
Amazing. We do caterings for Italian, prime rib, you name it, we can do it. So that's good.
We think it's some of the best authentic New Mexican food in town. In fact, the boss in town from ESPN. Last trip in, we took him up to your place, and they said, "What should I try?" He loves the green chili.
Yeah.
So we kind of did. We did a couple of meals, and so we got to get him the green chili enchiladas because he lives in North Carolina, loves it. But he dipped into the Serrano sauce, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, That's a favorite. We have people that just come for that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. People ask me all the time, what's in that? I said, well, after your 10,000 visit, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and you're only on 5,000. 5,007 right now. Give me your little card. We'll keep punching the holes in it. We'll
there
do
you
it.
go.
JJ, I don't know if you know, Jimmy's an original member of the New Mexico Bowl Executive Board going all the way back to 2006 when we started.
I know.
And we're celebrating 20 years this year.
That's awesome. It's amazing. Isn't that amazing?
When you
That's
jumped on, you think we'd be around 20 years later?
I know. Isn't that cool? That's good. I mean, Albuquerque is growing up and supporting things like that. It's good.
It's really
That's
good.
really good for the city.
No, it's really
You've
good.
done a great job with that.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. You've done a great job with every restaurant you've had, and El Patron is right at the top. Take advantage of our sweet deals. Here, one other thing you do. You do events, and you've got rooms there, and Addie's lacrosse teams. You have had all the years they've had their postseason celebrations over there. So if you're looking for an event room as well, you guys host those as well.
At the big restaurant, we can host parties. Well, we seat 600 people in the restaurant, but we have areas for 100 or 50, all private areas. So give us a call.
It's one of my favorite spots, boys and girls, and I know it's yours as well. It's El Patron. They got the two locations, one on Wyoming, just to the north of Paseo. Yep. And then the other one, Montgomery, between Eubank and Juan Tabo. If you go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, at 9 o'clock, and if you're late, you're going to be late, you're going to miss out. You click on the sweet deal icon, you get $50 worth of El Patron for just $25. Go enjoy it. It's good to see you, my friend.
Nice
it's been
seeing
too
you.
long.
Appreciate it, Jeff. Nice seeing you.
It's the and you can watch the games there this weekend, by the way. You can stop by. They'll be
we'll
on.
Have the TVs on, all the games, college games, football.
Who you got? Eagles in Washington, Buffalo, and Kansas City. Who you got?
I'm hoping for the Bills.
Are you?
I really do. I think hopefully that's their chance this year.
Yeah, you like the Eagles on the other side? Or?
I can't like either one of those teams. My friends like them, and I'm a Cowboys fan, unfortunately.
How do you feel about Brian Schottenheimer maybe being your new head coach?
I don't know.
Just like every other Cowboys fan.
I think the Cowboys are cursed until Jerry gives up the team.
You sound like a sports animal listener and caller.
There you go.
All right, it's El Patron. Get up there. What's your website, by the way?
I believe it's elpatronnewmexico.com.
All right, go figure it out there and go just Google El Patron in Albuquerque and you'll find it out there. Great to see you.
Nice seeing you. Thanks.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs.
15-pound burrito in there. Thanks to Jimmy and El Patron for bringing us breakfast this morning. Appreciate that a lot. 505-246-0610. A little shocker down under this morning, JJ. Novak Djokovic, the 24-time Grand Slam champion, was playing in the Australian Open semifinal against Alexander Zverev this morning. And he retired after the first set. He had a strap on his left thigh, and said he couldn't play anymore. It was an 81 minutes first set, and he after the first set he lost the tiebreak, and he went to the net, kind of walked gingerly. I just watched it. He shook hands, and he couldn't go. And the crowd, like, they're showing people like, what's going on? We just watched this 81-minute first set. It was unbelievable. And he says he's got a muscle tear. He said, I did everything I possibly can to manage the muscle tear that I had. Medications and the strap and the physio work helped to some extent. Towards the end of that first set, I just started feeling more and more pain. It was getting worse and worse. It was just too much to handle for me at the moment. I knew even if I won the first set, it was going to be a huge uphill for me to stay physically fit, stay with him. If he rallies for another, God knows, 2 or 3, 4 hours. I don't think I have that, unfortunately, today in the tank. Unfortunate ending, but I tried. The crowd booed him as he walked off the court. I'm going to guess, dude, if there's a guy, and I don't know Novak Djokovic, but I'm going to guess a guy who's won 24 Grand Slams and lost a bunch of finals and like one of the greatest ever, and with a chance to hit that 25 number. If there's a competitor, he's probably one of them. And he gave a thumbs up as they were booing him as he walked off. He gave him a thumbs up. And Zverev was just sitting there in stun, like watching this whole thing play out. It was kind of amazing. So Zverev is in the final. Kind of crazy scene, though. I mean, one of the premier events in the world, and that. So that went down this morning. People are going to be talking about that a little bit.
You know what they're going to be talking about?
Tell me.
New head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
You got one?
We got one.
What do you got?
Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter's the new head coach of the Raiders? Oh.
Building it up, Jeff.
Oh, okay. The Raiders have a new head coach.
Shefty Hail Mary.
I
don't think we talked about this.
Oh, really? So is this one came out of nowhere?
The name won't, but never connected him to this job.
So that makes me sound. It sounds like Mike McCarthy to me.
Pete Carroll.
I love that so much.
The new head coach of the Las Vegas
I did connect
Raiders.
him to it. I did say that the other day. I thought that Pete Carroll would be good there. When Zay was in and you were up in Logan, we were having this conversation, and I thought Pete Carroll would be good there.
Was I just not listening when we were doing
and then I kind of backed off of it because I'm like, well, Pete Carroll, I mean, does he go in? Is this a long-term play? Does he have a quarterback?
Feels like it's a steady play.
I look,
like,
man.
Even if it's just 3-4 years, and get a good culture going. You got Brady in there. They just hired a general manager, trying to get things going. Pete Carroll got all the gum he needs. I'm just smiling and chewing and setting the tone and see what the future holds for the Raiders.
I'm a big Pete Carroll guy. I like him a lot. I think he's a hell of a coach. I thought he got a dog bleep deal when they ran him out up in Seattle. And I love that he's getting another shot. 3-year deal with a 4th-year option. Pete Carroll. All right. I wonder if there's a plan. And everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the face, right? I mean, everybody's got a damn plan.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
And it makes me feel like with Tom Brady there, that there's an understanding that they're going to allow Pete Carroll to insert a culture, build a foundation, knowing that this isn't, someone that's going to be paired with the next future quarterback for 10 years.
I'm down with that. Where do they draft?
6th.
Do they have enough to get up to 2? Who's 2? Or do they go after the Titans number 1?
You can't do that if you're Tennessee.
You can't give up number 1 because you're not going to get who? Cam Ward?
I guess you could be like, we don't like these guys, and that would be understandable. But you're in the position, there's really 2 guys at the top. It's Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders.
All right, so you got to get up to 2. You got to get in front of the Giants, right?
Yeah.
And that's Cleveland? And Cleveland probably needs a quarterback whether they realize it or not. Now, I don't know if they can afford
Cleveland
it.
would be listening. It's going to cost you like 3 first-round picks. that type of deal.
Is Shedeur worth that? I don't know that he is.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
And it doesn't feel like hiring Pete Carroll is then we're going to go trade everything to get a quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, I agree with that. Well, then Cooper Rush is the greatest quarterback ever. I mean, go get Cooper. I'm kind of somewhat totally kidding. Wow. I don't know what. Well, I'll tell you the other answer. Sam Darnold.
Yep. If
Sam
Darnold's number one option for teams if he does become a free agent.
If Minnesota decides, and after the last two games, well, you know what, we got J.J. McCarthy and we got Daniel Jones, and I don't want to pay Sam Darnold. Oh, okay. And which, by the way, is totally feasible. If I'm Minnesota, I franchise Sam Darnold. I'm on the record for that. All right? I do. But if they decide, you know what, he was good, but we drafted this kid, let's let him go. Sam Darnold with Pete Carroll. And to start something there makes a boatload of sense.
Makes a ton of sense. Heck, call up Mike McCarthy. Ask me if he wants to be OC.
Seriously. Why not? I mean, it sounds like he's going to need a job because the jobs are filled up, right? There's not one. New Orleans is the only one left for him, right?
New Orleans.
Because he ain't going to Dallas. All right, Pete Carroll of the Raiders. Raider fan, let's go. 505-246-0610. So you got Liam Cohen is the new head coach of the Jaguars. Pete Carroll is the new head coach of the Raiders, and it sounds like Brian Schottenheimer is about ready to get the job in Dallas. How you feeling? And then, Aaron, you want to do this before the break? All right, Aaron, I know you want to talk about the Novak Djokovic thing. Djokovic hurt his leg the match prior to the semis in the quarterfinals and retired. I know you want to talk about that. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, I just want to say, for Novak Djokovic, you're looking at one of the greatest individual athletes ever.
Yep.
When you're talking 24 majors. I mean, 10 more than Tiger or something like that. It's just what happens in tennis. It's a young man's sport. There is no load management in tennis. You are traveling all over the world, grinding it out every single day. It's on your shoulders, and his body is breaking down. The same thing happened to Nadal with his knees. Roger Federer with his left knee. So enjoy watching him for the rest of this year, maybe. But the end is here, and that's just what happens when you're playing a young man's sport. He's a very elderly gentleman in tennis via years, and what he did probably will never be done again.
Yeah, who's undefeated? Father Time. That's it, man.
Father Time.
That's it. All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, because I think he's right. I think he's going to catch us all. I'm not mad. I mean, I wasn't there booing. I wasn't sitting in the heat. I watched an 81-minute first set and then got pissed off that I got hurt. If anybody can play, I'm going to guess he can. It sucks. Sorry. I mean, it's a bummer. But Father Time's undefeated, boys and girls. Kenny Thomas going to be with us at 9 o'clock. We'll kick it with Kenny, talk a little bit basketball. And then at 9:30, Lobo forward Mustafa Amsil is going to be with us before they get on a plane and head to Las Vegas to play the Rebels tomorrow. It's the opening drive. He's J.J. Buck. I'm merely Jeff Symbiota on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Better now. Hey, when they both got let go or lost, I guess let go. Who do you think would be back in the league first, Belichick or Carroll?
Belichick.
I could go more, but I got some pent up Owen in there. But I didn't want to run out of time in the segment, and then we got to talk tennis, and Jeffrey's got to get in before Kenny Thomas. And is Kenny going to bring burritos too? Are we going to double up on burritos today? Because there's still some out there as well from El Patron. Jeffrey, good morning, and ho to you. Happy Friday. What's happening?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should have a talk tennis show. Talk tennis. Anyway, with regard to Novak Djokovic. So he was struggling with that injury when he beat Alcaraz, who's the number 1 or number 2 or 3 player.
He was a 3 seed.
Yeah. The way you metric that. And after the match when he beat Alcaraz, Novak, because I watched this stuff, obviously, he said Novak said, I didn't think I was even going to survive that match because he apparently tore one of his, some kind of a.
Yeah, it was up in his upper leg.
Structural. Yeah, exactly. So he was on medication even during that match. But I just wanted to make clear to the listeners who even have any monicum of care about tennis, Novak is not a quitter. That if there's, to your point, if there's a person that's not going to quit, it's that guy. And again, 24 majors plus a gold medal, easily the greatest tennis player of all time. But he is not a quitter. It just, he didn't walk off the court because he had a little bit of pain. I mean, he was clearly suffering to this injury, 2 days ago. In fact, he said, I don't know that I can survive this and play my next match. So
and he couldn't.
Yeah.
Look, man, if Patrick Mahomes gets hit and can't play, you going to boo him? I mean, right? If he injuries happen. Injuries happen in sports. It's no different in a individual sport than a team sport. Dude gets injured, he's out.
Well, keep in mind, the guy's not going to quit anyway because that's not his character. But you're talking about this is like one of the Super Bowls.
That's right. It's a major.
It's
a Grand Slam.
So, I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, this is just a minor tournament. I don't feel good. I'm out of here.
That's right.
If there's a person that's not going to survive that, it's him. And it must have been, pretty injurious.
Obviously, injurious
for him to leave. But he's the greatest tennis player of all time.
Injurious.
Thank you.
Yes, injurious. I like that.
Yeah.
See you.
Yeah.
Today's word of the day. See you. Today's word of the day is injurious. That's actually good. Hey, let me give you this. With Pete Carroll now the head coach of the Raiders, the 4 head coaches in the AFC West, Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton, have a combined 20 conference championship appearances and 8 Super Bowl appearances.
Pretty good.
Quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix. I got a weird feeling there, man. I think there's got to be something. Darnold's got to be the answer, right? And it's all contingent on what the Vikings decide to do. Because what is plan B? And there's got to be. Are they in the Justin Fields game?
Well, I think hiring a 73-year-old head coach, you're not overanalyzing the quarterback position this year.
He's 73 or 71. Does it matter? 73. You're right. 73. Yeah.
3-year deal with a fourth-year option. This is, hey, let's stabilize the ship, set a foundation. Don't make a panic move at the quarterback position. If Sam Darnold is available, absolutely have that conversation. But to me, this feels like this. You bring in Pete Carroll because you know you're not going to fire him after one season based on the quarterback.
Is Justin Fields plan B? Or are you done with that?
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Aiden O'Connell in that situation.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not sure I disagree either. I mean, I'm just looking around. Is Kirk Cousins the guy? Is that plan B?
Stopgap, absolutely.
1-year deal, Kirk Cousins comes in. All right, kicking it with Kenny. Kenny Thomas is doing next. Mustafa Amsi, a little forward at 9:30. Adrian's producing on the visuals. You can watch us on ProView Networks or on Comcast Channel 26, even our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. I'm Jeff Sabieta along with JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor?
El Patron. Go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon. $50 worth of El Patron for $25. Have you put your teeth into that burrito yet? That thing's spectacular. Breakfast burrito from El Patron. Thank you to Jimmy for doing that. It's the opening drive. Jeff Simieta, JJ Buck. We'll kick it with Kenny here in a few minutes. It's Friday. He's at Barrelas. He's got to get breakfast today. So look at that. Here comes Kenny Thomas down the hall from Barrelas. It's, fresh out of Barrelas. Here's Kenny Thomas, boys and girls. Lobos will be in Vegas tomorrow. Mustafa Amsil is going to be with us coming up at 9:30. We'll talk with the Lobo forward. And right before they get on a plane and head to Sin City to take on the Rebels, coming off of a Lobos are another big victory on Monday against Fresno State. He is a former Lobo All-America. He is a former first-round NBA draft pick. He is an 11-year NBA veteran. But more importantly, he is the star of Lobo Live over on News Radio KKOB with Kenny Thomas after every Lobo game. Hello, Kenny Thomas.
What's up?
You can take it. Is it cold in here?
Man, it's it's cold, man. It's cold.
There's burritos out there, by the way.
Hey, I didn't know that. Yeah, come on, Barrelas.
It's Friday at Barrelas. All right, what's up? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Jerry says hi.
Yeah, I need to get by there, man.
Yeah,
I need to get by.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can we start NBA real quick? And
Yeah.
we may go back NBA.
What's up?
JJ, we haven't talked about this. What Nikola Jokic is doing, and I know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably your MVP. Jokic had 35 points, 22 rebounds, 17 assists. It's his fifth straight triple-double. And when you start doing these comparisons, you know how I feel about this. So according to the NBA, Nikola Jokic joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only players in NBA history to record a game with at least 35 points, 20 rebounds, and 15 assists.
Wow.
And did you see the ball he threw in from three-quarters of the court?
Yes.
Like threw it like a damn tennis ball up against the wall.
Of course, they beat the Kings last night.
Yeah, hey, JJ, calm down. You didn't have to see.
132, 123, they beat the Kings
They
yesterday.
beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Kings. I mean, the Kings are 10-2.
It's in about
10-3 right now, so they're still rolling. What's up,
with,
JJ?
with Doug Christie as the coach, they've been.
Yeah, but I don't. Man, Mike Brown's my boy. Doug Christie's my boy, but I don't think it was the coach issue. I think it was a slump that the players was going through. But hey, it turns into results, so it is what it is.
All right, this isn't your era, and guys always kind of tend to say guys in my era were better. Nikola Jokic, though, put him into perspective because he's a different big, but he's. I mean, at what point is he an all-time great?
He already is.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, he's there. It's not a matter of my era or whatever era, right? You got to give guys props when it's due. He has what, 2 rings, right, JJ?
Got one. Just one.
Oh, okay, my bad. Another one's probably coming. But he has great footwork.
2 MVPs though, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. He has great footwork. He reminds me of myself a little bit, like a ballerina. He reminds me of the dream. I'm not putting myself in those categories, but I'm just saying when it comes to patience and taking what the defense is giving you, you don't always have to be the fastest guy. You play at your tempo. The defense does not know what you're going to do. This is where I was talking to Dave Bliss last night because he called me, right? And we were talking about Larry Brown and him, and it was one of those things to where, hey, I hated both of them. But
you hated both of who?
Dave Bliss and Larry Brown, because they did not stop coaching. At the time, I didn't know what they were
when
doing.
You were playing for them.
When I was playing for them, right? So it comes down to him being patient and him being patient and being that individual. He's really good, and I think he's gonna have his number retired and all the other stuff. And yeah,
so I got 2 follow-ups on this. And JJ, I don't know where you are. How long did it take for guys like you, and I say guys like you, guys that played in the league at a different time, and probably you not as much because you say he had more of your game, for people to get over, you know what? He doesn't look the part. He's not athletic enough. He's not. And look, I get it. You know, looking the part, not athletic. I get their code words, and I understand what they all go together. Yeah. For people, was it the championship that put him over the top for some people to finally give him the damn credit that he was due for being that great?
And if they didn't, no, because I think they were doing it before, and if they weren't, they're stupid because they don't know basketball, right? He's very. You don't know what he's gonna do, and he plays at his own rhythm, his own beat. He has so many weapons. I mean, obviously he can shoot the ball, right? But then when he put the ball on the floor, he looked like he moved so slow. But he's setting you up for a certain move, and then he has a counter. So the up and unders and all of that, and he jumps as high as a piece of paper, right? But at the same, he doesn't have to.
And he's an amazing distributor.
Yes, and he uses his body to where you can't get.
But he passes too. Oh, his vision is unbelievable.
But then when you have the ball in your hands all the time, that's a whole different element.
Was there a player like that for you, Kenny, that once you got on the floor, like you're like, wow? Because that's the ultimate thing is when you're on the floor with someone else, you're going to know if they're good or not. Was there a player that you might have been looking at going, all right, I've got this guy in the bag, and then Steve you got Kerr. In the court, and you're like, oh, okay.
Who?
Steve Kerr.
Oh, like me playing against the guy, like I got this guy.
Yeah. Like a guy if it was out of the wire, like I got this guy, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ever really.
Was Peja better than you thought he was initially?
Oh, that dude can shoot the damn ball, though.
I know.
That's that whole deceptive thing, like Joker, right? Yeah. Like he's slow, but he's very skilled, and he plays within his own pace.
That might be the guy.
I mean, Peja could shoot from anywhere. You got to think about. I mean, you see Steph Curry doing what he's doing, right? Shooting as far as he is. Like you got to think about Steph Curry's dad, Dale Curry. You got to think about Glenn Rice. You got to think about Peja Stojakovic. I played against all those guys. Like I've seen it before Steph came. Steph came and created a whole different dynamic, right?
He backed it out. He extended the boundaries.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. All right, before we move on, how's Dave Bliss? I know a lot of people said, Dave Bliss, wow, a name that probably people haven't heard from in a while. And how is Dave? I
was up at Coach Holzman's house visiting him.
How's he doing?
A few days ago. He's doing great. Yeah. He told me to tell you hi.
Yeah, I love him. I love Mrs. Holzman. Just great people.
Yeah, so I was visiting with them. I told him I was going to bring you up, so they might be listening. Coach, if you're listening.
I love Coach. Yeah. I love the Holzman family. Great people.
And then I went in there and saw all the stuff. I made the wall.
Did you go into it in that room?
Oh yeah, but
before you get in that room.
Before you get in the room, there's a wall.
Yeah.
I made the wall.
Right.
There's only a couple guys that made the wall.
No, you should be on his wall.
Yeah. But then we started talking about Dave Bliss and some of the players that UNM got. That when Dave was there, and I called him, and he didn't answer. But yeah, he ended up calling me back after my Black Chamber board meeting. For the businesses that we help and represent. And through the chamber, I don't know if you know this, but we just started giving out loans to all the members that are part of the Black Chamber.
Nice.
And we're looking at adding and bringing in some more banks to actually support. So,
good.
Yeah.
But Dave's good?
Yeah, he's great, man. He's probably going to come to my golf tournament this September. It's going to be
he's up in Colorado? Is that where he is?
No, he's actually in Texas.
Okay.
I forgot what was the name of the city, but it's right outside of San Antonio.
Yeah. How do you think people are? I mean, look, everything that happened at Baylor, and Dave wears that, and he can't dodge that. When you bring his name up around Lobo fan,
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't.
All right.
This is the first time I brought him up.
No. I always wonder how Dave Bliss's name resonates with Lobo fan. Because he was the coach during your era. He was the coach that went to 4 straight NCAA tournaments and won games. He left here. He went to Baylor, made money, and then everything that happened over there, and it's well documented, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
There's no dodging it. But I always wonder how Lobo fan feels about that. Obviously, you played for him. You know the man.
Yeah.
And he had an impact on your life.
Oh, he did. And once again, I'll say it again. I told him last night, I hated your guts. Yeah. But being older now, I understand what he was doing. And it comes from that military mentality. I don't know if you know this, but my dad was in the Army as
Yeah, I did
well,
know
so I'm a military brat, right? So that's how I ended up in El Paso, and then I came here to Albuquerque. But him and Larry Brown, they taught me they taught me lessons, and those lessons needed to be learned, and I thanked him for that last night, and I always do. But yeah, and I think I'm gonna have him on my show this year before the season's out.
Hey JJ, your thoughts, and I know you weren't here when Dave was here. You know the stories. You know, I mean, look, there's no sugarcoating what happened at Baylor. When you hear the name Dave Bliss, what's your reaction? Just kind of as a guy who never really knew him.
I think it's like the whole story hits you.
Yeah.
Because what was that era? Like, still.
It was in late 90s, all through the 90s,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was
it was all the 90s.
Because he left. I was here 95, 99, and he left when I left in 99.
So I was, 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
But you know the story. You're
Yeah.
a historian of sports.
So I think you think about the foundation, what he was able to do with those teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second part of it, it's one of those stories that it's not one or the other. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I ran into him in a Final Four, and I mean, we had a nice conversation.
Yeah.
The Dave Bliss. I didn't know Dave Bliss when that all went. I mean, I knew him. He and I weren't in contact. I knew him here. Treated me well. I think I treated him well. We always had a good relationship.
Yeah, and he said that, and I bring you up a lot, Jeff. Yes, and we talked about you as well, because we talked about you giving me the opportunity to be able to do this, which turned into Lobos Live, right?
Yeah.
Which is the call-in show. But it's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to have him on the show.
Good.
Yeah, I think it could resonate with people, and just to see what's up, and maybe go from there, catch up, and yeah.
When we come back, Lobos in Vegas tomorrow. What does this mean? The next two are big, I think. And I want to talk to you about these two road games, going to Vegas, going to Logan next Saturday, what they mean, how you prepare for this, and what you're getting coming out of another big win on Monday. Kenny Thomas is in studio. We're kicking it with Kenny. Mustafa Amsil is going to be with us coming up at 9:30 on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Get ready to step into the ring of
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past. Built.
And as we kick it with Kenny, it's the opening drive. Jeff Zimbieta, JJ Buck. Lobos in Vegas tomorrow. All right, dude. First of all, bed checks in Vegas. 1 o'clock game. Or am I worried about curfew in Vegas the night before a game in Vegas?
Not those games.
Not those ones?
Yeah, that's like us playing on CBS against Utah, man. No. 11, 12 o'clock games, no.
All right, and then they get out of there.
Yeah.
We had the conversation the other day, how good is this team? And I think they're good. I'm reserving this all-time great talk until they get a chance to prove it. Because, look, if they don't win a couple of these games on the road, they may not even get a chance to prove how good they are, right? You were just saying how many – we had a conversation off the air, and I don't want to divulge everything, but, I mean, how many – JJ, right now, if you were to say the Mountain West gets X number of bids to the NCAA tournament, what would you say?
I would put it at the over-under at 2.5.
Yeah, I said – what did I say? 2, maybe 3, right?
Yeah.
You and I are on the same page. Where are you on this?
I'm probably around that 2.
Right. I think Utah State's in. Don't you?
Yeah.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
I think they're the only team that should feel comfortable right now.
And I'm not saying the Lobos are not in. I'm just saying it's gonna come down to these road games that are coming up. Obviously, playing at home, that's one thing, right? You only beat San Jose State.
No, you didn't. Oh yeah,
at home.
Oh, at home.
At home by like 6 or 8 points, right? And then you go down there and look at what happened.
You got beat.
So
you
I
handle
think that
Colorado
X's
State.
that
You
out.
handle Fresno State.
Yeah.
Right, and you handle Colorado State up there.
Yeah.
You beat the crap out of Boise State at home and Nevada. Not Nevada. Nevada, you slipped by one. San Diego State. But I think the road games, right now, I think the Lobos are in. Right now, today, as we sit here.
Yeah, right now, yeah. But it's going to come down to these road games. The Lobos are going to have to play phenomenal defense on the road. Those 50-50 balls and second chance points are going to determine a lot. This is where Amzel's going to come in and have to rebound. You should ask him when you bring him on as far as like playing in the post and those different dynamics, I think, because I feel like he's that X factor.
What do you want me to ask him?
As far as him playing inside out and establishing himself in the post, he needs to dominate being in the post and taking advantage of those mismatches and rebounding more because Nelly can't do it himself.
Yeah, and I think he's been doing a good job of that. I thought he had a really nice game the other day.
Because everybody only wants to talk about him missing threes because his community...
Didn't he go 3 for 4 the other day?
Yeah, but at the same time, before that, they've been killing him because he hasn't made a 3. There's other things that he does.
I see your face. What does that mean?
It's at times like overanalyzing the game of basketball.
Yes.
Like, sometimes maybe you're not going to run the perfect possession. You might force a shot, but there's certain players. Drew Washington went through a stretch with it where he was struggling, but then you get this reaction of like, oh my gosh, dude, like don't shoot the basketball again.
Like the dude that sits next to me at games, right?
It's like it's hoops. Like there's a flow to it.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, we're gonna hit February, and I always wonder, is there a fatigue or an excitement for college players? And I ask you this way, and maybe it's totally different now with portals and everything else, and guys starting to think, where am I going to play next year? Richard Pitino's been on the air and said flat out, Donovan Dent's being recruited. So the people are in this year. Is there a fatigue or an excitement when you flip to February and here comes March and the madness? Are you just tired of getting yelled at? You want to be done? Or is it a relock in and let's focus
And let's get to the tournament.
It's a lock in.
Okay.
Like the way that I feel like they're locked in right now. So why lose that momentum?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you have to go on a road into a hostile environment with UNLV, right? And then you got Utah State. Both of those games are very, very crucial right now when the Lobos are trying to establish themselves. Hey, there should not be a question of us being able to get into the NCAA tournament.
This is a crazy one, JJ, don't you think? Because we talk about games you can't lose. And so you start looking at numbers and you look at net rankings and all that, and you say, oh, you can't lose in Vegas. But it's so like Vegas is a team that can beat anybody, right?
Well, to have a conversation about an at-large resume, the Mountain West was better last year, and the Lobos would not have got into the NCAA tournament without winning in Vegas.
Yeah.
So they have to win at UM. The only places that you could say, all right, you lost that game, but you're okay right now, so Utah State and San Diego.
Yeah, you agree with that?
I don't even think San Diego's there.
They are still because of the metrics. Your eyes may tell you they're not as good, but as we sit here today, the metrics, JJ's right.
That's fair. And I wasn't saying he's wrong. I was just basing that off of the Air Force game the other day, right? In Air Force.
It's one game.
But, you think about, we talking about UNLV in Utah. You still got Colorado State coming here.
Mm-hmm. You still got to go to Reno.
And you still got to go to Reno. But Air Force, man, I feel like they're playing some really good ball, and the Lobos got to go to Air Force.
They haven't won a game yet. I know. I know. I watched them too.
They're a good team.
They damn near beat San Diego State.
Yeah, in that boring ass arena, and it's cold.
Because it's a hockey floor.
Oh man, it's terrible in there.
Yeah.
That's one of the places where Clayton Shields cussed me out at halftime, and then I came out and took over the game.
Really?
I swear.
Were you guys getting beat?
Yeah.
What do you say?
It wasn't beat. I think it was a couple points, or we might have been up, or something like that. He was like, "Yo, man, what are you doing? Like, this game should not be this close. Take over the game."
Did you always listen to me every time to bleep off?
No. Obviously,
no, really. It's good. I love this.
No, obviously we would have the exchange, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, it would piss me off. But
so he knew how to push your buttons.
Hell yeah, him and Royce, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. They ever sneak out of the hotel
you need to play
in Vegas?
better. What the hell are you doing?
Did they ever sneak out of the hotel in Vegas?
I don't know, man.
It's 20-something years later.
Hey, I don't know.
Might even be 30.
Royce is gonna come on the show. We got to get Royce on when he's not coaching in Colorado.
Yeah, no, I was texting him. He said he'll come on too. Yeah. It was something else.
We got to say that. We got to save that one.
You almost slipped right there, didn't you?
Yes,
you can put that on the podcast.
Yes, I did.
You can listen to Kenny. He's on with Brandon Ortega. It's Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas over our News Radio KKOB. It's a call-in show. It's after every Lobo home basketball game, every Lobo men's basketball game.
One of the things that's interesting about the schedule of these road trips, really looking at for the Lobos, and well, I guess we'll find out. But so it's UNLV this Saturday, and then they get the bye, and then it's at Utah State next Saturday. And then if you go to that next kind of big road trip for them, when they go to Boise, that will be February 19th, which is a Wednesday. And then they don't have to go to San Diego, which is the following game, until next Tuesday. So how does having the kind of the days in between these two big road trips work where you're not on the road the entire time? Like, they're going to come back between these games.
Well, this is where it comes down to maintenance, right? There's probably some guys that are banged up. Obviously, Dent's banged up. He's been going through some stuff throughout the year. True. Take some time to rest, but at the same time, still stay active and stay focused. But it's gonna be challenging, I feel like, because this conference and the way that on any given day somebody can be beat, but I feel like the Lobos are going to be able to take care of home court, stay on that path, but going on the road is going to be very determining as far as like where the Lobos are going to end
100%. These road games are going to be key. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up with you next Tuesday. I'm glad you're well fed. There might be a burrito out there if you need another one.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Listen to Kenny Thomas on Lobo Live. News Radio KKOB. After every Lobo game, that's tomorrow afternoon. He'll be on there and take your phone calls. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, my guy. Thanks, JJ.
All right. Mustafa Amsil is going to be with us when we come back. We'll talk with him. The Lobo forward as they get set to go to Las Vegas. Where are you watching games? I suggest you go over to Twin Peaks. The big games are all there, including the biggest of the football games. Twin Peaks is the place to be. The first 100 fans will arrive for that big game. February 9th, we'll get a free square for a chance to win the Twin Peaks gift cards at the end of every quarter. Plus, every fan scores free fried pickles just for showing up. Amazing food, giveaways, and a front row seat to all the action. So get over to Twin Peaks early on game day for the ultimate big game experience. Where else would you want to watch the game? And they got late night flatbreads there. They're running through the end of the month. They've got hand stretched flatbreads coming in hot. Close out your night with a win on their flatbreads. They're available during late night hours for a steal. Get there and score one for just $8. 10 o'clock till close, Sunday through Thursday, and put it on your lunch rotation. Enjoy yourself. Get yourself over and watch the game at Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
After every Lobo basketball game, Lobo men's basketball game. JJ, you got women tomorrow too. Ladies are at home. You'll crack the microphone here. What time you start? You start at 2 o'clock tomorrow, right? 1:30 pregame and 2 o'clock tip-off out at the pit?
That is correct.
Who they got tomorrow?
Fresno State.
Fresno State. Lady Lobos, you got a doubleheader tomorrow. Kind of overlapping doubleheader if you want. All right, emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Terry says, with the ACC sucking, maybe the Mountain West can sneak in an extra team. The biggest fall in the ACC is Miami. They were in the Final Four 2 years ago. Now they're approximately 250 in the net. In fact, they are 245, and they are 0-8. 4-15 Miami. 2 years ago, they were in the Final Four.
Yeah, and we didn't even get into that. Their coach just retired.
Jim Larinaga just said, I'm done. This isn't what I got into. The NIL thing, the portal. He literally just flat out said, this isn't what I'm into. And midseason, he pieced out. So, all right, Lobos tomorrow. over on News Radio KKOB. It is a 1 o'clock start. It is a 12:30 pregame over on News Radio KKOB. Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green will have the call. You can watch the game. It is a national game on Big Boy Fox, not FS1, which is FS1's a wonderful network. But it's on over-the-air Fox. It'll be the national game. Lobos go on the road and will be at the Thomas and Mack Center to take on UNLV. New Mexico coming off of that big victory on Monday over Fresno State. Meanwhile, the Rebels, who had beaten San Diego State and Utah State the week prior, get beat at home by Wyoming. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Welcome to the show. Lobo forward, the reigning sixth man of the year in the Mountain West. He's averaging 13.2 points and 5.8 rebounds per game. Mustafa Amsil joins us this morning. Good morning, Staph. How you living?
I'm good. Thank you. How you doing?
We're well. Thank you. Appreciate you spending some time. I know you guys are getting on a plane. Hey, talk about taking this on the road. First 2 games on the road, you go up to Colorado State and Fresno State. You took care of business, and then one got away from you at San Jose State. Does that focus you more? What's the mindset as you guys now have 2 gigantic road games staring at you in Vegas and in Logan?
We're excited. I love the challenge. You know, we're at the top spot in the conference right now, so we can't really afford a loss. So I think that gives motivation to everyone. You know, we're trying to be Mountain West champions.
You know, losing's never good. And I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, it was a good thing that they lost in San Jose. Did that focus you? Obviously, you came out and played well after that and responded well. And I'm not saying a loss is a good thing and take another one. That's hardly what I'm saying. But is there any positive that can be derived from that?
Yes, definitely. It always kind of resets, you know, everybody's mindset. You know, if you go undefeated for a long time, it kind of gives you that false bubble of, you know, being a good team, I think. So, you know, losing every time is bad, but I think it definitely made you know, us understand that if we don't bring our A game, you know, every day, every night, we can lose anyone in this conference. So we just got to be top of our game every day, in and out.
Mustafa, you guys did return a good core, and you were a part of that this season. But working in some of the new pieces, you know, CJ, Phillip, the young guys, what's the process been like? And when did you really notice that this group was going to be able to come together as quickly as you did?
It's awesome to have, you know, we have new pieces, new team. We have different skill sets, like compared to last year. I think I saw it in the summer already. Once we, you know, kind of changed all kinds of lines up and practice with different lined up, and I think it was beginning of the season. I thought it was really good. We had to still figure out, you know, some roles, minutes for guys, and I think everybody's settling in, and I think everybody's, you know, bought into their roles. So I think we have a really good team.
Mustafa Amsil with us on the opening drive. And for yourself, you know, speaking of buying into a role, you were an accomplished player at Dayton. You come to the University of New Mexico, and it's a new challenge. And you look at last season, kind of what was the moment for you where it clicked? You were fantastic in conference play. Was it just, you know, getting a little bit of experience in a different place, or is there kind of one moment you look at and say, all right, this is when you got comfortable last year?
I think it's just, you know, getting through the games, you know, understanding what I need to do, understanding, you know, how the team is built, and just having the, you know, mentality. Because, you know, at the pro level, you never know what your role is going to be next year. So I'm trying to be a professional basketball player, and I think that's something that helped me grow and, you know, understand the game a little bit more.
Talk a little bit about being a scorer. And Donovan Dent's a point guard, and offense runs a lot through the post with Nelly. But I remember last year you found your shooting touch mid-season and really became a scorer. Been in a little bit of a shooting slump, and I don't know if you feel like you've broken out of it, or I don't even know if you feel like you were in a slump. You went 3 for 4 from three-point land on Monday, 6 for 8 from the field, and you had 15 points. Talk about the shooter's mentality or a scorer's mentality from your standpoint when maybe the shots aren't falling. Because Coach Pitino, and I asked him on the pregame show a couple weeks ago in San Jose about all the different things you're doing. Obviously, Coach believes in what you're doing defensively, the way you're rebounding, the way you're distributing. he felt your shots were going to fall, but your mentality when shots aren't falling to stick with it and find it again.
Yeah, it's a shooter's short memory. I gotta, I missed a couple shots. Yeah, I think I'm going to make the next 2 shots, and just, being able to bring something else. There's, days you can't make all your shots. I'm trying to, help the team, make the team better, and help in the areas, that helps the team win. Trying to play hard every day, no matter, if I'm scoring or if I'm not scoring, and just, really, really trying to win a championship. So trying to bring it in every day.
Well, it's more than just scoring, right? You had 7 rebounds the other day, 2 steals, 2 offensive rebounds. This team, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, I think one of the biggest things this team does is they've really ratcheted up what you do defensively. And I think so much of your defense leads to offense. Can you talk a little bit about, A, do you agree with that? But B, where the defensive mindset is and the pressure and the commitment to defense in your locker room?
Yeah, coach definitely emphasizes our defensive mentality. If we can win teams just on our offense, but we can really be a hard team to beat if we bring the defense too. Because I think we have great defenders, so we have great team defense. So that is one of our main focuses. Just being able to guard everybody and get steals and get a lot of fast break points.
He's Mustafa Amsi, a Lobo forward, with us on the Sports Animal.
You already know that the Pitt's awesome. You've been able to experience it the last 2 seasons, but the moments we've seen this year, whether it was the San Diego State game, the Boise State game, Nevada, like what's it been like in that building this season for you on the floor?
It's awesome. The fans bring so much energy to us, and I think it affects the other teams a little bit. And the way we play defense, it's really hard mentally for the other teams to get runs against us and beat us definitely at home.
I asked Coach this, but I'm really interested in your perspective. So you go play in the Pit, and then you play in a place like Fresno State, or you play in San Jose State, or Wyoming when there were no students. As a player, and I always ask, Coach says, no, they're going to bring the energy. One night the place is going to be packed and crazy and loud and just buzzing, and the next place is dead. And I don't know that UNLV tomorrow is going to be crazy, but is it a different mindset, or does it not matter? When you walk on the floor, are you just supposed to be locked in? Because atmosphere's got to play a little bit of a part in how you guys get ready for a game, doesn't it?
Yes, I would say so. Just like you say, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, everybody should, be locked in for the game. But games like that, the energy needs to come from within the team. As an older guy myself and as captain, me and a couple other guys, try to help everybody and just, bring the energy in the shoot-around and in the warm-ups and just to get ready for the game. But it definitely plays a part.
Stoff, is there urgency on this team? I look at you now, and you're 16-4, you're 8-1 in conference, and the goal is to get to the NCAA tournament and start winning some games there. And you got a taste of it last year. You got games in front of you, and 8-1 is a terrific start. You still got to go to Reno, Logan, Vegas, San Diego, Boise, all these places. What's the mentality in the locker room as far as urgency as we start staring now at February?
We know it's harder to win on the road, especially against these top teams in the conference. But like for myself, I'm just excited. I love the road games. All the opposing fans. I think everybody loves to make them quiet. So I think we're excited for that.
You got such a good demeanor about you. Like you play, and I love guys. You don't get too high, too low. You know when it's a big play. Where does your demeanor come from? Like this level-headed, calm, feels like you don't get rattled, kind of. Just your whole mindset and demeanor on the court.
I think it just comes from experience. I've been through a lot of highs in my career. I've been through a lot of lows in my career, and just understanding that everything is just temporary. You can be the best player, and next day you have a bad day, and you can be in a slump, and next day you go and you have 20 points in the game and 10 rebounds. It's just about how you approach and if you stay consistent, you know, your game is going to be consistent too.
Is playing international part of that when you played for the Finnish national team?
Yes, definitely. I think a lot of Europeans who has that international experience with the national teams, I feel like at times they can be, you know, even better prepared than, you know, high school kids from the U.S. at the college level.
What is it about playing internationally that does that for you? Is it maybe just the pressure of wearing your country's colors?
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, playing in front of fans. I remember under 16 tournament in Greece, it was sold out house, and everybody was, you know, just going crazy. We played the host team in Greece, and it was one of my best experiences. And just, you know, playing against different type of teams. You play against teams from different continents, you know, it's way different play styles. So you just got to adjust to that. And just seeing all kinds of different players that I've seen, you know, I think that's part of it.
That helps you adapt to different styles. And I'm going to imagine night to night. Lastly, when you transfer from Dayton and you're in the portal and you're looking around where to go and you end up coming to New Mexico, was it the right choice for you?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, what brought you here? What put you over the top, and did it live up to it?
The level of play, coaches, you know, the environment, great fans. You know, I played that day and with great fans too.
Great place.
I didn't want to, you know, drop off. I wanted to stay the same or go higher. And I think the fans here are awesome, and I think they're you know, the best in the country.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, you got a big trip going to Vegas. Go take care of business. A big one on the road, national TV, and then you get the week and go up to Logan and really big test there. We'll catch up with you really soon. Appreciate the conversation. Safe travels, Mustafa. Continued success to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, be well. He is Mustafa Amsteel. That's fascinating to me, the whole international experience thing, because I think he's got a demeanor, and it's not dissimilar to Donovan Dent or Nelly for that matter. Right? You don't have a Jalen House, and that's great. Right, Jalen, you got the demonstrative, outwardly emotional guy. I kind of feel like those three guys, you don't know if you're winning, you're losing, you don't know what they're thinking, if you take a look at them.
It is a fascinating dynamic because most of the international players that go D1 are in their national team system.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually have a lot of those conversations.
Yeah.
You know, there's a freshman from Finland on the women's basketball team, Lily, that played in the Euros over the summer. Laura Langerman, the sophomore, played in the Euros over the summer. And Joanna Magalhães from Portugal is like in that system. So, you know, there's kind of like AAU basketball in the United States. And if you're good enough, you're going to get in the national team system overseas. And that's a big part of the development of the game.
Because there's a smaller pool a lot of times overseas as well. I think the international players, but you know, Nelly is as well. But Donovan Dent's an AAU guy. And I don't think all their demeanors are not dissimilar to each other, are they?
No. And it's one too where you're seeing it firsthand. You're speaking of that experience. Like, you have to grow up. Like, you can't just be like, oh, we get 3 days off, I'm going to get on a plane and go home.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that when you're an international player.
Right. That's right.
Like, so you have to be ready to be here, to be by yourself and stay locked in.
No, that's a great point. When your parents, your family's halfway around the world, it takes, 27 hours to get there. You're right. You're not going for the long weekend. Hey, we got 3 days off. We got Thanksgiving. I'm going home. No, that's not how it is. All right, you can respond to that. I always enjoy those. And I thought Mustafa was really, really good. 505-246-0610. Wrap it up. Everything you need to know. And there was some breaking news this morning. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally.
What do you got to know as you go through your day? A little breaking news this morning. Raiders have a new head coach. It's Pete Carroll. Former Seahawks coach, 73 years old, the oldest coach in the NFL. He's the new head coach of the Raiders. The Jaguars have a new head coach, Liam Cohen, who 2 days ago took himself out of the mix. Agreed to a deal to become the highest paid coordinator in the NFL to stay with Tampa Bay, is now the head coach in Jacksonville. And the Cowboys are said to be getting closer to a deal with Brian Schottenheimer to be their head coach. You get the Eagles and the Commanders this weekend, Bills and Chiefs. The winners will play in the Super Bowl. Lobos are at UNLV tomorrow. Lady Lobos are home for Fresno State right here on the Sports Animal. I missed any of the headlines today? Novak Djokovic pulled out of the semifinals at the Australian Open with a leg injury after the first set. And Ichiro wants to have a drink with the guy who didn't vote for him, which is a big deal to me. I think that's most of it.
Have someone take a drink first.
Yes. Scotty Scheffler will play at Pebble Beach next week. And the Genesis Open, the LA Open, that's played at Riviera Country Club in LA, has been moved next month because of the fires. They'll play at Torrey Pines in San Diego, where they're playing this week. Did you watch any of Torrey yesterday? So the Santa Ana winds were blowing at like 40, 50 miles an hour, and watching these guys try to navigate those winds was it's like you and me, dude. It's the balls are ending up on the other side of the cart path. Right?
At least they can find it most of the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. They got spotters out there, though. They're like putting little flags to the ground. All right. Friday, last segment. Terry, hello. How are you, Terry?
Good Friday, Jeff. Good Friday, JJ. Thoughts and hugs to all your family members. Hope everything's going well. I guess I'll pick Buffalo, Washington, which means you'll be Philly and KC. KC Spagnuolo on the defense. I think he's the Robin to Andy Reid's Batman. I think he deserves even a lot more credit with some of the schemes he comes up with, because obviously they got the greatest current quarterback in Mahomes, but some of the stuff he pulls in the fourth quarter and where he'll put Chris Jones and does some of those things will come up. Will Sean McDermott stay out of the way for Buffalo? I don't know, which will happen there. Now, really quick, Jeff, I thought you liked Pete Carroll, because I thought you were saying the Raiders job sucked, and now Carroll got it, and you seemed excited. I thought you were a fan.
Well, I don't think it's a great job, but I like Pete Carroll, and I don't know that he was going to get another opportunity. So I'm stoked that he gets another opportunity. Let me tell you something. If they can land a quarterback, like if they get, let's just say they get Darnold, I don't think the job's as bad as it is if they don't have a quarterback there, right? I mean, if they can figure out what they're going to do at quarterback, I don't know that I think the roster is horrible. I think their defense is okay. There's pieces there. But I'm a Pete Carroll guy, and I'm glad he gets another shot.
I just thought without the quarterback, they were in, quarterback hell.
Don't you think so?
If they land Darnold, it'll be a good thing. So, that'll give him a chance. It's not like he's the spring chicken.
Nope.
So, he doesn't say a long 5-10 year plan. Don't want him to pass away tomorrow, but that's why something quick. So hopefully they do something and give him a chance with somebody running the helm. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Be safe.
See you. Yeah, look, do I think it's the best situation? No, I don't. Can they win next year in that division? I think it's going to be really hard. Kansas City's still Kansas City.
If they get Sam Darnold, I think you have a trust in Sam Darnold now. And you're like, well, what? The Raiders, what do they have if they are able to get a good offensive coordinator?
Mm-hmm.
At 6, they could do anything. They go best player available, add an offense. They really can do anything at 6 and be in a good position. But telling me, all right, you bring Sam Darnold in there, good offensive coordinator, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, that's a good base to a passing game.
And is it a free agent destination wanting to go live and be in Vegas? Play for a guy who...
Add a couple vets, like that could be a feisty place next year.
Right? You got a guy who's got a reputation as being a player's coach. Guys like to play for him. Is it look? The Chargers are coming. It feels like the Broncos are coming. The Chiefs are there. It's a tough division. I'm telling you, it's an easy job.
No, but
give me an easy job.
There's and I'm saying it's a tough division. You can still get to the playoffs.
I agree with that.
There's 7 spots.
If you get a quarterback. Thanks to Kenny Thomas and Mustafa Amsil. They were both with us today here on the Sports Animal. If you missed any of that, you can find it wherever you get your podcast or go over to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the opening drive. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. Jim Rome shows after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. We're back on Monday with award-winning radio. Don't forget, JJ's on the air tomorrow. Global women's basketball at Fresno, home for Fresno State. 2 o'clock tip, 1:30 pregame show. Did I get all that right?
Yes, you did.
Adrian, great week. Looks terrific. It's great enhancement to watch it on the visuals. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge.
All right, enjoy it. Enjoy the football, boys and girls. We're back on Monday morning. Be good to each other. Have a great, safe weekend. And please be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.